Cerebral hemorrhage. A cerebral hemorrhage is like your body creating treason on your mind. Now, many people don't know what the difference is between a stroke, an aneurysm, and a cerebral hemorrhage. Do you mind if I share with you those differences? The difference is an aneurysm you can actually see. It's a physical bubble somewhere on a vein or an artery. A stroke is basically a misalignment in the body that creates a stroke. It can be a lot of different things. It can be the way that you eat. It can be stress and many other different factors. Now, cerebral hemorrhage is one thing, and that's pressure on the arteries or the veins in your body, and they burst. Now, can I tell you a story about a friend of mine? A really good friend. I have a great insight to what a cerebral hemorrhage is and how it works and what it does to you once you have it. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. I'd like for you to imagine a time when somebody woke you up. You were dead asleep. They woke you up. How did you feel? Can somebody tell me how you felt at that time?
Disoriented.
Disoriented, confused, not really sure what's going on, and you can't react right away. Well, that's what happens when you have a cerebral hemorrhage. Now, for a moment, I'd like to take you to a chair. It's a lazy boy. And you're sitting in the chair. Now, imagine sitting in that chair and somebody walks up to you. And when they walk up to you, you see their lips moving. But you're not quite sure that they're really saying anything. Is this your imagination? Because you're not hearing anything. And then suddenly you start to hear words, but you can't quite capture what the words are, and they're coming slowly, like one at a time. And you have to piece this together. You wonder, you sit there and you stare. Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? What is it that you want? Your mind wants to put everything together, but it can't quite get there. Then all of a sudden, it all comes clear. But when I say clear, I mean you put the pieces together, but it's still not really, resonating as to what's going on. And then you look at them and you go, huh? And they say it again, and they say it slower so that you can understand it better. You capture what they want. You realize they want you to stand up. So imagine yourself standing up, and you're shaky. You can't quite get your balance completely. You have to hold on to something or hold on to them. And they help to guide you. And as you start to walk and you're going out to the car, you're sliding your feet because you can't pick them up. Your feet are just sliding along the ground. Your balance is all out of whack. You're not sure what you're doing. All you know is that you're following this person that's guiding you out to where you're going. You get to the car, they open the door. And you look at the car and you go, okay, how do I do this? And this is very, very slow in your mind. You grab the top of the car, you grab the door, and you kind of go to sit down, and then all of a sudden it's a rush. Boom! You're in the seat because you couldn't get your balance. And you drive to wherever it is that you go. This is what it's like just to walk out to a car and get inside a car to go wherever it is you're going. People come up to you and they're saying things, they see you and they're like, oh my God, what happened to you? You can't understand it. You can't answer back because you don't know what they're saying. And finally they understand and they slow it down for you. And then you begin to talk. And the words are garbled. I am doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better than I was 2 weeks ago. It's hard. It's a difficult time. But somewhere in your mind, you are determined to get through this. You're determined to keep going, to keep driving, to get better. Because you know what? life is amazing. Life is beautiful. And there are people that will miss you if you die. The statistics for cerebral hemorrhage, most people that die, 50% of people who have a cerebral hemorrhage die instantly. Of the ones that don't die instantly, 50% die within 6 weeks. And of the ones that survive the cerebral hemorrhage, 80% have some type of damage. Does anybody here know people who've had a stroke, cerebral hemorrhage, aneurysm?
Yes.
What are some of the symptoms that they have afterwards?
He was my co-ed, okay, and it was hard to watch. He was not the brilliant college professor, articulate guy that I knew before. He was more or less just there in front of a salad at dinner.
Anybody else?
Difficulty.
My Aunt Candy has had several, and she's only 62. And she's a fighter, so she speaks well, but she has trouble using her hand, specifically her left hand. A lot of trouble.
These are some of the things that can happen to you when you have a cerebral hemorrhage. But I got to tell you, there is life after cerebral hemorrhage. And it can be amazing. And it can be beautiful. And it doesn't have to be painful. As you retrain your brain, you get better and better and better. As you know, you have to retrain your brain for that cerebral hemorrhage to become something that drives you in your life, to become better in your life, to understand that there's more than what you're shown. Yes, the cerebral hemorrhage caused treason in my mind, but I beat it. The friend that I was talking about is me. And I tell you what, I'm thankful every single day that I had a cerebral hemorrhage. Thank you.